I feel like I want to say a few things about my teaching style so that you have some context in which to hold these teachings. And the reason I want to share this with you is because, first of all, sometimes you'll notice when you're watching these videos, like, here, it's day and, I'm awake and my family is not asleep. My wife and my son are not asleep in the next room. But sometimes it's late at night and I'm making these videos and my wife and my son are sleeping like right there in the next room. And so you might come to a video where I'm talking like this, and then the next video, okay, so let's take a look at how we do. And I start talking like this. And the reason is because my family's sleeping right there and I just have to be quiet. And so I just want to prepare you for that. So when you come to that, you're like, oh yeah, okay, I get it. Todd's working hard late at night, trying to provide for his family while his family gets sleep, and he's shortchanging himself on sleep so he can get ahead in this world, put food on the table and all that, right? And so that's what's happening when my voice goes quiet. The second thing is sometimes I will talk very fast, and I like talking fast, and I think it's kind of fun, and I think it's engaging. And sometimes I'm not talking fast. But if I'm talking fast and it's a little bit too fast for you, just remember you could always rewatch the video. Or on some videos, you could even choose to slow them down. I don't think they have that option on Udemy, but that's good to know about. On YouTube, you could actually choose speed settings on your video in the lower right corner. You can often choose speed settings. And so that's something else. So sometimes I'll talk quiet, sometimes I'll talk fast. And then the other thing is like I will beat like around a subject sometimes just to make sure people have it. And so, we're going to get into installing Go and testing our installation here very soon. And then we're going to start looking at some of the path stuff. And we're going to watch one video which is made in 6 minutes, right, of somebody else doing the exact same thing. And that's a great video, and it's really informative. But it's not the same thing as actually getting in there and doing it yourself. And so when you watch somebody who's a black belt expert, break a log, and this isn't the best analogy, with their pinky, right? And then you get up and you try to break it with your pinky. You're like, I don't get it. It's not doing it the way the guy in the video did it. So the analogy is that my dogs are saying hello. The analogy is that I will go through that entire process, which was covered in a 6-minute video. I will go through that. I'm going to show you here's some errors you might hit, and this is how you solve this error. And this is kind of like how you do your path variables, your system environment variables, whatever you want to call them. And this is what it means, And so I will work examples and just really sort of try to show you this is how it works. And so sometimes that can be a little bit frustrating if you're a really fast learner. You're kind of like, okay, I already got this. But you just kind of got to remember that one of the challenges a teacher faces is trying to put together teachings which work for everybody. And so sometimes for the really fast students, that might seem a little bit slow, but the reason that is in there is because for the students who are just coming along, I don't want to leave them behind. And so I want to make sure that we bring forward as many people as we can and bring their skill sets up and get them enjoying this and having fun with it. So that's a little bit about my teaching style. Sometimes I'll talk slow, sometimes I'll talk fast. And then, and sometimes I will go into, depth on some stuff. Yeah, it could have been covered in this really succinct, pithy 6-minute video, but the cost of doing it in that video is I'm not showing you how to actually get in there and work with it and hit errors and what happens when you do. So, those are all my thoughts. And I also just ask for your consideration with the videos because I got a lot on my plate. And there's only so much I could do, and I want to get this training out. I've actually had like 6 classes this semester, 5 preps, 3 of them new, Go programming, Android programming, HTML, CSS, creating websites. So it's like I only got so much time, and so it could have had a higher production value, they say in Hollywood or whatever, right? Like could have been scripted, and it could have been like lynda.com, but guess what? Lynda.com doesn't have a training on Go yet. And there aren't really any great trainings out there on Go. So I was like, hell, I'm going to bang one out. Part of this class, I'll just build it as we go through the class. And so, it might not have as high production value as if I put in, 60 hours a week on it and really script it out each video. But I just ask for your forgiveness on that and your abiding as you go through the videos when sometimes it's not quite as edited. I hired a guy to edit, so the editing will even be good. But it's not quite as slick, right, as maybe as, you know, Hollywood production, 60-hour week, lynda.com type of deal or whatever. So I'm going to do my best and absolutely want to teach you this, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of context about my teaching style, 5 minutes talking about it. And I'm going to try to really keep each video under 6 minutes. That's one last thing about my teaching style. So all of that, I'm not going to review it. Hell, I'll review it. Why not? Because that's good teaching. I will sometimes talk soft. I will sometimes talk fast. And I will go into depth on things sometimes and really sort of rip it apart so that, you know, it might be a little bit annoying and slow for the really fast learners, but I want to bring everybody along. And then also my production value, just because I have so much on my plate and I want to get this out, it won't be as high as if I was able to devote 60 hours a week to it. But hopefully it'll still be very beneficial to you. So just a little context, and I hope that works for you.